Hello and welcome to Royal Princess Reborn channel. Today we are going to be doing some veining, and I just wanted to show you, we're going to start off, I use the vein blue, and this is from McPherson's. Here, the color. And what I did was put a little bit of thinner in the tray here. And then I'm just going to take a brush, just any brush here. And I'm going to start off with a small amount. And I added, like I said, the thinner here, so. Show you here as I'm mixing it. And we'll just keep mixing it like that. And we want to just mix a little bit at a time. We don't want it too dark because we all know that blue is very staining. And if you get a really big line, you want to correct it very quickly before it settles in. And that is why we, put our base layer as well, so it's not as staining. And then we'll be grabbing a liner brush. What I like to do is I have different liner brushes, and the one that I used has been cut a few times, and I like to use a very, there's I think maybe 4 hairs here, if that. And I modified this one, like I said, I just cut that, and this is what I like to do. If you can find a brush that you like, go ahead. If not, you can cut a few just to create whatever you want. But this works for me. I know when I first started that I was making the lines too heavy and it didn't look real at all. So this is what I had to do to lighten the hand and lighten the brush stroke. Okay, so what I like to do, we'll stir that up. Put the lid back on this. Okay, so I have my leg piece here. And what I'm going to do is put a line through here, put a line in through here, and also one on the bottom of the foot. So I'm just going to put this in the mixture. And you can always test it just on a paper towel here, If it's too dark, you can add a bit more thinner. Okay. So I will do it first and then I'll show you what I've done. So you're going to make squiggly little lines because you don't want anything just straight, because veins aren't usually straight. And they're very fine, so you want it to look as real as possible. And I will show you what I'm doing here. I like to just go over it with a different brush and straighten out any line, or not straighten out, but correct any line that I think needs to be changed. And as you're working toward towards the knee part, make the stroke finer, and the same as when you go towards the ankle. Just gives a more realistic look. Okay, let's see if I can, I don't know if the camera can pick this up here, but I'll try, and kind of hard with the lighting. But it is very fine. It's very fine. And that's the whole idea. You don't want it to show like a big line, right? But I think that's okay there. And if you're not happy with anything, get the thinner. Just go over it, correct what you need to correct. And I think I'm just going to go over the one side just a little more, make a little squiggly line. There. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go one line into two, and remember to make it wiggly. Tap more thinner there. Okay. And then just go back in. And you'll get the feel of it with a little bit of practice, how you want it to go. Oops. And there's that one. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know with the glare, if you can see that. That looks nice and fine. And then you're doing the same thing on the bottom here. You're just going to do like a little Y starting from here and down. Just a tiny little Y. And just clean that up a bit so it's a nice fine line. on it. It's very faint. Don't know if that can pick it up there, but it is very faint. Just enough that when we add the other complexion layers that you'll see it very lightly. Okay. So I'm just going to show you the hand now. And I will add just a tiny bit more of the thinner I have in the jar. Just a few drops there. Mix that up. And it does tend to evaporate, so just add a bit more so the color doesn't keep getting darker on you. So again, this time we're going to do a V. We're going to do a V in here and going down into the wrist, just past the wrist. And then we're going to do 2 V's, starting here, going up this way and up that way in towards the knuckles. And remember to make squiggly lines. Just thin out the bottom so it blends in very naturally. So it looks almost like a little spider vein. Just do this one a little darker. And you can correct these before baking them so they aren't permanent right now. So always check your pieces, see what you can do to correct them before you bake. Okay. Okay, so there's this one, and I hope you can see it. Barely see it there, just like that. And then we'll do the other one underneath. Again, you're making like a little Y. And then go back in, smooth out the line so it does blend in. Just practice making lines if you're just starting out. It gets easier as you make more dolls. And there's that one. You can see that. Okay. And then this looks really nice. Seeing that now that it's almost dry there. Looks really good. You can barely see that it's there, but you know there's veins under there. And then once we add the next two complexion layers, you're going to see that really come to life there. Once we start adding the creases and everything else, it'll be really nice. Okay. Then we're going to take the head. And this is the Jenny Awake kit that I'm working on here. Working on 3 different kits right now. So with the head, what we're going to do, I always like to start on the left side, that's me. You're going to make veins go at the side of the head, starting from here, up through here, and you're going to do the same on the other side, so I'll show you that. And there's that. You can see where I put that one. Do the same on the other side. Remember to make squiggly lines. And get your brush and go back in. Thin out any of the lines up there. You don't want them really heavy. And depending if you're painting the hair on the head or you're rooting, we want some of the veining in here to show, right? Otherwise the rest will be covered up, but you still want to do a nice job on it just in case you decide later you don't want to cover it up. Then you got the nice veining throughout the scalp here. Okay. Don't know if you can see that there. And that one on that side. And then I make another one. I like to do a vein going down the front. And you can do whatever placement, whatever side you want to do. This is what I like to do, just to make it a little more. And then go back over it, thin it out. That. Then you can add some other ones in here branching off from there. So you're always thinking of a tree branch. one main one, little branches, and then smaller branches with little branches on top of that. So, yeah. Just make them squiggly. And then I like to go at the back of the head. And make a few here. And the other side. And just go thin on when you're blending it there towards the edges. And again, if you're not happy with anything, you can change it. Change it before you bake it. But you can see here where I've done it. Looking a little more realistic. Yeah, mainly just making little veins throughout to make the scalp look more realistic there. And you can always look at pictures and see where they have the placement as well. And if you want to add a few more, just go ahead and do that. Because sometimes babies have, you know, more prominent veins, bigger veins through the sides here. I know my granddaughter has some there. And she also has a vein right across the nose, which is very visible, very, very dark. So I like to go across there with a little vein too. Just across the nose there. And then just blend that. Just like that. It's so hard to know what angle to show you at. And then just when you're done, check it all over. See if you've missed any spots that you think you want to improve on here. And I'm just going to do one more out this way. And one more out waving this way. Looks good. Just added that. There's the head. I hope that's picking it up. But you get the idea. So you're just, you know, using a really fine brush and whatever one works for you. And just paint them on very fine. You can always darken them up, but if you get too much blue in there, it's gonna settle very quick. But like I said, you can always just go in and use your thinner up there and try and thin it out. But yeah, that looks really good right there. So that's my tutorial on veining. And then on the next one, we're going to add the 2 complexion layers. And once we do that, that's really going to bring all the work that we did with the mottling in the last video and the veining now. And that'll just really make it look like skin, like newborn baby skin. And then we'll go on from there and do creasing and shading and some more stuff. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And please subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye for now.